Well, one of the most powerful figures in the US media is resigning amid allegations of sexual misconduct. CBS Chief Executive Les Moonves stepped down Sunday, the same day the New Yorker published six new accusations of harassment and assault against him. Moonves has denied the claims. CNN senior media correspondent Brian Stelter joins us live from New York. And Brian, these allegations go back to the 1980s. 12 women have now made accusations. And what is striking is this outgoing CEO admits to some of it, but says it was consensual.
Yes, he says these were consensual relationships several decades ago, and he denies what he calls the appalling accusations. He says that the charges against him are untrue, and he essentially says it's a plot against him, that people are out there trying to ruin his career and his reputation. That's interesting that he would suggest that, because he's been locked in a corporate tug of war with the controlling shareholder of his company, Sherry Redstone. This tug of war has been going on for months, and in the midst of all of it, this legal battle that was going on for the future of CBS, that's when Ronan Farrow's first story came out in the New Yorker with these harassment allegations. So you have two things going on at once, an extraordinary confluence of events, a corporate war and this Me Too case. And I think the reality is that Moonves' downfall is a result of both. It's a result of these two things happening at the same time. But I just think we should be clear about the harassment allegations. If you read what Farrow's reported on the New Yorker website, especially the news story that he put out just 24 hours ago, these are really chilling claims about harassment, about assault, about forced sexual encounters. Like we said, Moonves denies those allegations, but these women are speaking out in their own words, on the record. That's something we don't always see in these Me Too cases. They clearly believe it is time, finally, for Moonves to face justice.
You're absolutely right. Sometimes we don't see women put a name to the claims they are making, as we are in this case. And as you mentioned, the reporter Ronan Farrow, who broke this story and wrote about the latest accusation, said that this is a much bigger problem than Moonves. He spoke about this being a cultural problem at CBS. Let's just take a listen to what he said to CNN a short time ago.
This is about a culture dozens of women talked about at CBS where powerful men covered up for each other. That was the allegation, and a big example of that is Jeff Fager, who used to report to Moonves as the chairman of CBS News, now runs 60 Minutes. And woman after woman described a frat house, boys club culture at that program, and to some extent at the news division there broadly. Jeff Fager himself has now been accused by 7 women of inappropriate touching.
So a frat club, a boys club is what he is describing based on what he's heard. Is CBS doing enough? We obviously know that they're going to have a shake-up at the board level, but is it enough what they're doing right now?
Well, I've been told by sources at CBS that there was a feeling the Moonves situation had to be settled first, and now the company will be able to look to these other issues, these other cultural issues, and these other allegations against other executives. You heard Fager there talking about Jeff Fager, who's the boss at 60 Minutes. Everybody knows 60 Minutes as the acclaimed news magazine here in America. Fager's been running that news magazine for years, but as Farrow said, Fager's been accused of unwanted touching and other inappropriate behavior. Now, Fager staunchly denied that, but he's been in this weird limbo situation where he's on the job, he's working on the show. At the same time, these allegations have been swirling and lawyers looking into it. And I think he's been in limbo because Moonves was still in this job. Now that Moonves has stepped down, I think there could be action against Fager of some sort in the days to come. And that does speak to this broader issue of trying to clean up CBS beyond just the CEO.
All right, we will continue to cover this in the coming days, especially the anger over the CEO's outgoing negotiated payment, multi-million-dollar payment. Brian Stelter, good to have you with us as always. Thanks so much.
Thank you.